This conference will now be recorded.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here today for the MPO Policy Board meeting for the 11th day of July, 2024. The first item on our agenda is a roll call. Aaron Easter.
Present.
I have tentative for either Kevin Underwood or Jody Hamilton. Is either one of those on? I do not see them. Gary Schroeder.
Here.
Steven Snyder.
Present.
Larry Leverance.
Here.
Cindy Murray.
Here.
Julie Ginn.
Here.
Deb Calder.
Here.
All right, we have a quorum present. Thank you, everyone. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the previous meeting. Those have been communicated to you in your packets, and I hope you've had a chance to review those, and I'd entertain a motion for approval.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Are there any further questions, changes, or Scribner's errors? Hearing none, we'll conduct a roll call vote for approval. Aaron Easter.
Aye.
Gary Schroeder.
Aye.
Steven Snyder.
Aye.
Larry Leverance.
Aye.
Cindy Murray.
Aye.
Julie Ginn.
Aye.
Deb Calder. The minutes are approved. Thank you, everyone. The next item on the agenda is Resolution T24-11 to amend the 2024-2028 Transportation Improvement Program. This is 4 projects and will be handled by Doug.
Good afternoon, everyone. You see before you a request from the Indiana Department of Transportation. This is for, again, 4 projects. The journey on this amendment actually started with this board back in December of 2023. As you see, these 4 projects were part of a much larger TIP amendment. And when we were reviewing the staff report and going through it, these projects came up, and at that time there was very little information provided to us on what exactly these projects will be doing. So that at that time it was requested that they be pulled and then presented at a later time when additional information was presented, discussed, and gone over. So since that December meeting, there has been a number of meetings, a number of emails, a number of phone calls, some really good discussion regarding them. And it is my understanding that city officials are ready to move forward with this. And that is why we are bringing it to this body this afternoon. Of the 4 projects, the one on basically what we see here, the surface treatment project, my understanding, a topping will be added to the road, and this will help continue or keep the road condition in decent shape for much longer. The one right below that, traffic other, this is the bigger part of this, in that there are safety issues in this corridor. The NDOT years ago conducted a road safety. I'm sorry, did somebody say something? Okay, I must have missed that. Okay, I'll go ahead. This traffic other project basically addresses left turns and in the corridor, basically between Yeager Road and Nighthawk, pretty much through the entire corridor. Barriers will be constructed. And if a person is wanting to make a left turn from an intersection or a driveway, they would then make a right turn, go a certain distance, and then make a left turn. Basically, many people know this as a Michigan left, and then head in the direction they are wanting to travel. In this project, there are two big ones at either end and then smaller ones throughout the corridor, so a person doesn't have to travel that long of a distance. The next two projects shown here on the screen. This first one is for the Soldiers Home Road Bridge over 52, Special 52. Bridge thin deck overlay. This is to extend the longevity of the bridge deck. And the last one, bicycle and pedestrian facilities. This project will construct sidewalks along both sides of the road. And in addition to that, it will improve crossings and then actually construct a specific crossing at mid-block. Again, as this report shows, the Technical Transportation Committee did basically look at that a while back. We've again had a lot of good meetings, discussion, email, phone calls, and the Area Plan Commission staff is recommending approval of this amendment through Resolution T24-11. Are there any questions or comments?
Mayor Easter, do you have anything specifically you'd like to say?
Yeah, I just want to thank all of the staff, both on the in-depth side of things and APC, who have helped walk us through this, really understand what the project could be, and to keep an open mind about ultimately what the design is and their willingness to really reach out and have a lot of public dialogue. So I just wanted to thank everybody and recognize them formally. Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you. Anyone else have any questions or comments? All right, hearing none, I'll conduct a roll call vote to approve this resolution. Mayor Easter.
Aye.
I believe Tom Murtaugh is on now. Tom?
Aye.
Gary Schroeder.
Aye.
Steve Snyder.
Aye.
Larry Leverance.
Aye.
Cindy Murray.
Aye.
Julie Ginn.
Aye.
Deb Calder. The resolution is approved. Thank you, everyone. The next item on the agenda is the administrative modification to 2024-2028 Transportation Improvement Program. So Doug, tell us about the administrative modification.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd be more than glad to. Tip modification is where only a very minor change is needed to the actual document, and this does fall under that. This modification is a simple letter that is signed by the executive director, and it goes to NDOT. And the reason why we did this is that in terms of allocating all of our remaining fiscal year 2024 federal funds, we did have some federal funds allocated to city bus. And in the process of transferring that, the FTA staff in Chicago did not clearly understand or did not feel comfortable in approving safety funds for these two projects. So as a workaround, working with NDOT central office staff and finance, we decided that the easiest way to address this was that we would change the funding from safety funds to what we call carbon reduction funds. NDOT is allowed to do this, or at least specifically the central office, and that is what we did. So in essence, in the tip, we just changed the federal funding type from safety funds to carbon reduction, a fairly simple and easy, straightforward modification. Are there any questions or comments regarding that?
All right, Thank you, Doug. We appreciate that update. The next item on the agenda is the APC progress report. And under that, we have MPO updates. We have a couple different categories there. The first one is Safe Streets and Roads, all action plan. And Tim will be handling that.
Yes, so this is something I kind of wanted to give everyone an update on, just kind of as a reminder. First of all, one of the reasons why we're putting together this plan is because it is a prerequisite for applying for one of the federal grant programs, which we're hoping to be able to put together an application for our community. And so in order to do that, we needed a plan that meets several different criteria that are outlined by the Federal Highway Administration. So we hired a consultant to do that, and we have put together a draft of that plan. It is available online for any review and comments. And so we're planning on taking a look at that at our upcoming Technical Transportation Committee meeting later this month. And if they are okay with the plan, then we will have a recommendation from them next month to approve that at this meeting. And then at that time, we will begin the process of sorting out what we would need to do to put together what we hope would be a competitive application for some of this federal funding for a safety project in our community. Are there any further questions about that?
All right, I don't see any. Tim, thank you for the work on that. Hopefully that'll pan out and help us get some additional funds. So thank you. The next item on the agenda is the TIP adoption schedule, and Doug will be handling that.
Well, considering that we are now in our second year of the current TIP, since we update this document every other year, it's time that we start actually thinking and discussing putting together a new TIP. NDOT will be doing the same in putting together their corresponding STIP document, which is the second page. The process is going to be kicking off here for us locally, beginning in October, early October. And this is where we will distribute all of the project programming sheets to the local jurisdictions. And this is the opportunity to start thinking about what projects and this is state fiscal year 2026 to 2030, they would like to move forward. Of course, we will have several of them continue to move forward, such as the Soldiers Home Road project and South 9th Street project. But we also need to think about what else. We will be getting federal funds in the future, and we need to start planning for that now. The process outlined here is a very short timeline. We anticipate presenting the draft completed document on May 9th, which, as you can see, it's a fairly substantial document if you have ever actually looked through it. So we have a lot of work between October 9th and May 9th to get this done. This is all driven based on the schedule that NDOT sent us for the STIP development. And of course, from time to time, we will be bringing updated information to you. Specifically in December, we will present the proposed projects. In January, we will discuss and allocate our federal funds to the Technical Transportation Committee meeting, and then basically continue to work on the document and then again present it at the May meeting. So so it's now it's time to start thinking about the future and what we could use our federal gas tax money for. Are there any questions and comments?
All right, hearing none. Thank you, Doug, for that update, so we can all be thinking about that. The next item is the federal funding obligation.
We actually have 2 pages to present today, which is typically not normal. And the reason why we're doing that is that we are now in July, which, if all of you remember, the TIP follows the state fiscal year, which begins on July 1st. So the first page here is a summary of our 24 funds, which if you look at, we have successfully obligated all of those. We are working and moving forward with obligating the additional federal funds. We did successfully transfer the money allocated to city bus. So it is now from federal highway to the Federal Transit Administration. So city bus can now use those federal funds. We are in the process of obligating the funds for the Soldiers Home Road project. And then also we will be starting soon in finishing this out for the South 9th Street project. So overall, we're doing very good. The second page, of course, is fairly blank, not much to report since it just started. At the very bottom, we will continue to track the additional 24 federal funds to make sure that you see if we do get those obligated. The one thing I would like to point out that is kind of in the yellow or orangish area highlighted is that under safety funds, specifically HSIP funding, we have not allocated an amount of it. When we were putting the TIP together, we did not have enough requests for these safety funds. Now, part of those funds we can transfer or flex, what we call it, to STBG funds and use it for regular projects. But the other half strictly need to use on safety projects. So we need to start thinking about how to use these federal funds as well. Again, we are very early in the fiscal year about this, and I will continue to bring it up to make sure it is my personal goal to make sure, as we have in the past, that all of our federal funds are allocated. So are there any questions or comments?
Okay, all right, thank you, Doug. And the next item is the NDOT 18-month letting list.
Well, this one's going to be a short report, actually, to discuss. As you see, there is very little going on. Otherwise, you see a lot of S's on the far left, meaning it's continuing. There's the same, no change. We do see two new projects. One, project number 9, that is a raised pavement markings refurbishing project, and that is going to occur with that throughout the Crawfordsville District Office. And then the last project, already showing up here, is the traffic signal emergency preemption project. This is where we do have safety funds allocated to this. So otherwise, things are moving, are progressing well. And as you can see, the next projects that will be coming up for bid letting are in October. Are there any questions or comments?
Okay, anybody got anything? All right, thank you, Doug, for your explanation. We appreciate that. Is there anything else under other business? All right, let's now move to citizen comments.
There are no comments this time, but we can wait a minute.
Thank you.
There are no comments.
All right, thank you. All right, with that, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
I have a second. We have a motion and a second. Conduct a roll call vote and give you a little time back in your day. Aaron Easter,
Aye.
Gary Schroeder,
Aye.
Tom Murtaugh,
Aye.
Steven Snyder,
Aye.
Larry Leverance,
Aye.
Cindy Murray,
Aye.
Julie Ginn,
Aye.
Deb Calder. Thank you, everyone. We're adjourned.
Thank you.